If garlic is such a healthy food, why does it sometimes make people feel worse instead of better? Why does one person eat it daily and feel perfectly fine, while another gets bloated, burning sensations, a heavy stomach, or just feels completely off afterward? Here's the part most people miss. It's not always the garlic itself. It's the way garlic is being used, often without even realizing it. And the concerning thing? These aren't rare mistakes. They're everyday habits that look completely harmless in the kitchen. For example, garlic gets tossed into a pan on high heat and turns bitter instantly, or it gets consumed raw on an empty stomach and hits way too hard, or it gets stored in the wrong place until it becomes weird, soft, or develops a sharp taste. The encouraging news is that each mistake has a straightforward fix. Small changes that make garlic feel gentler on the body and more beneficial in real life. In this video, I'm revealing 10 common garlic mistakes and exactly what to do instead. Stay until the end because the last few mistakes are ones people almost never connect to garlic, yet they can explain a lot of mysterious discomfort. Mistake number 1, not washing garlic before peeling. Here's a simple routine that prevents this mistake without turning cooking into a complicated chore. Before peeling, break off the cloves you plan to use and give them a quick rinse under running water for about 3 to 5 seconds. If you notice any visible dust or debris, rub the outside lightly with your fingers. No soap, no scrubbing tools, just enough to clear what you can actually see. Then dry the cloves immediately with a paper towel or clean kitchen towel until there's no surface moisture left. Because damp skins are harder to peel and damp clothes don't hold up well if they sit around. After you've touched the outer skins, do a fast hand reset. Just a quick rinse that takes a couple of seconds so whatever was on the outside doesn't get carried straight into the garlic you're about to chop. Keep garlic separate on your cutting board. When you move to the cutting board, keep garlic in its own small area. Use a dedicated corner of the board or set the cloves on a small plate so they don't pick up residue from other prep, especially if the board has seen raw meat, strong sauces, or leftover crumbs from earlier ingredients. From there, peel and chop like normal. No special technique needed. The only difference is that the garlic enters your meal through a cleaner path. If you prep ahead, if you like preparing ahead, do it in a way that stays safe and simple. Rinse, dry completely, and only prep a small amount you'll use soon, because clean and dry is fine, but clean and damp is where problems start. Quick checklist. Rinse for 3 to 5 seconds. Dry completely. Quick hand reset. Give garlic its own corner or small plate. Reflection question. Right before peeling garlic last time, what had your hands touched? Phone handles, jar lids? And was your cutting board truly clean or simply good enough? Mistake number 2, pairing garlic with strong fermented foods or alcohol. Garlic can feel gentle in one meal and suddenly feel overwhelming in another. A big reason is what it gets paired with. Strong fermented foods and alcohol are 2 of the most common pairings that make garlic hit harder than people expect, even when the garlic itself is perfectly normal. Think about how a typical plate looks. A garlic-heavy dish plus kimchi or strong pickles on the side, or a raw garlic habit followed by a drink. Nothing seems unusual, but afterward, the body can feel bloated, tight under the ribs, slightly nauseous, or heavy in a way that lingers. The frustrating part? It often feels delayed, so people blame poor digestion or getting older instead of the combination. What to do instead? Stop stacking intensity in the same moment. If a meal already uses garlic, keep the fermented side smaller and choose a gentler version, or move it to another meal so the stomach isn't handling 2 strong things at once. If alcohol is involved, avoid raw garlic right before it, and avoid drinking on an empty stomach when garlic is part of the meal. Give the body a buffer with real food first. Another easy adjustment is changing the form of garlic. Cooked garlic is usually easier than raw when the plate already has fermented foods. So save raw garlic for lighter meals and keep the strong pairings separate. The goal isn't to ban anything. It's to space things out so garlic stays supportive instead of becoming the reason the evening feels uncomfortable. Reflection question. When garlic doesn't agree with you, what was on the same plate with it? Strong ferments, pickles, or alcohol? And did it happen in the same meal or too close together? Mistake number 3. Eating raw garlic on an empty stomach. Raw garlic is the form many people reach for when they want maximum strength. But that strength is exactly what can backfire on an empty stomach. With no food in place, raw garlic can land too directly, like a sharp wave of heat. The discomfort may show up as burning, cramping, nausea, throat warmth, or a heavy pressure that makes the whole morning feel off. The tricky part is a delay. Sometimes it hits right away. Sometimes it creeps in an hour later. So it gets blamed on stress, age, or acid, and the same garlic habit repeats. What to do instead? If raw garlic is still the goal, give it a buffer. Take it with food, not before food, and choose something gentle so the stomach has a soft landing. Plain yogurt, eggs, oatmeal, banana, or a slice of toast. Even a small snack makes it easier. If the meal is already spicy, acidic, or heavy, that's not the moment to stack raw garlic on top. Another easy switch is form and timing. Use lightly cooked garlic early in the day, and save raw garlic for a balanced meal when the body feels steady. When reactions have been stronger lately, treat that as feedback to lower intensity rather than forcing it. Start with half a clove, use smaller pieces, do it less often, or cook it instead of going raw. The point: raw garlic can be supportive, but only when the stomach isn't asked to take the full hit alone, and when the habit feels calm instead of like a daily test. Reflection question: the last time raw garlic was taken for health, was it before breakfast? And what did the stomach feel like 1 to 2 hours later? Mistake number 4, not letting garlic rest after chopping. This is one of the quietest mistakes because the meal still tastes amazing, so it feels like nothing was done wrong. Chopping garlic and sending it straight into heat. Garlic isn't truly ready the second it's cut. In a whole clove, the strongest part is locked away, and it only activates after the clove is crushed or chopped and given a little time to settle. When garlic hits a hot pan immediately, the aroma blooms fast, but the deeper benefits can fade before they fully form, which is why some people cook with garlic every day and still feel like it never does what they hoped. What to do instead? Chop or crush garlic first, then let it sit on the board while the rest of the meal gets prepared. That short pause isn't wasted time. It's the moment garlic becomes more than just flavor. If cooking is fast, the easiest trick is to prep garlic before turning the stove on, or prep it, then wash and cut the other ingredients, and only then bring garlic to pan. If the dish is already nearly finished, another gentle option is to stir in a small amount of fresh chopped garlic at the end so it meets warmth, not harsh heat. This keeps the experience smoother too, because rushed garlic is more likely to turn sharp or bitter, while rested garlic tends to taste rounder and calmer in the mouth. The goal: a tiny timing shift that lets garlic feel like it's actually working for you. Reflection question: when garlic has felt useless or too harsh, was it chopped and cooked immediately, or was it given a few minutes to rest first? Mistake number 5: storing garlic incorrectly. Storing garlic in the wrong place is a quiet reason it suddenly feels harsh or off. Garlic looks tough, so it gets treated like it can live anywhere. In the fridge door, sealed in a plastic bag, trapped in a jar, or left next to the stove where heat and steam hit it daily. The problem? Garlic changes quietly. It sweats in sealed containers, softens, sprouts faster in damp cold, and can pick up a stale, sour edge long before it looks bad. Then it gets chopped into dinner. And the body notices more bitterness, more aftertaste, more heaviness, and that annoying feeling of, why did this meal not sit well? What to do instead? Keep whole bulbs in a cool, dry spot with airflow. Think a basket, a mesh bag, or a paper bag in the pantry, not a sealed plastic container. Keep them away from the oven, kettle, or sunny windows because warmth plus moisture speeds up the unwanted changes. Don't break the whole bulb apart too early either. Leave most cloves tucked inside until they're needed because the skins protect freshness. Only peel what's needed for the day. If a few cloves are peeled for convenience, store them dry and use them soon, within a few days, rather than letting them linger. If a clove feels rubbery, looks wet, smells sour, or has that sharp old bite, don't force it into the meal. Swap it out and move on. Key point: garlic works best when it's fresh, dry, and breathable. And the kitchen setup can make that easy with one small storage habit that stays consistent. Reflection question: where is garlic kept right now? And does that spot stay dry and airy, or does it trap moisture and heat? Mistake number 6: overcooking garlic, or using high heat. High heat can turn garlic from helpful to harsh in a matter of seconds. And this is one of the most common kitchen habits. Heating the pan until it's scorching hot, adding oil, then dropping garlic in first so it sizzles. The smell is addictive, but the timing is brutal. Garlic browns fast, and once it starts turning golden, the flavor shifts from warm to sharp, then to bitter, and the body often feels a change as heaviness, throat warmth, or a meal that sits wrong. When garlic is the first thing in the pan, the temperature spike hits it directly, and that's when it loses a gentle side. What to do instead? Treat garlic like something you add when the pan is calmer. Use low to medium heat and add garlic after onions, vegetables, or other ingredients have already cooled the oil slightly. Stir constantly and pull it off the heat the moment it smells fragrant, before it turns brown. If a recipe starts with garlic and oil, use a lower flame than you think you need and add a splash of water or the next ingredient quickly so the garlic doesn't fry dry. For extra benefit without the harshness, mix in a small amount of freshly chopped garlic at the very end of cooking, letting residual warmth soften it instead of direct fire. The goal, not to avoid garlic, but to avoid burning and overcooking it. Because the darker it looks in the pan, the rougher it can feel afterward. Another rule, keep garlic moving and keep it moist. If it starts sticking, it's already too hot. If pieces burn, scoop them out because bitterness spreads. With garlic, just a little longer is usually the mistake every single time. Reflection question. The last time garlic felt too intense, did it go into very hot oil first? And did it turn golden or brown before the rest of the food was added? Mistake number 7. Swallowing whole garlic cloves. Swallowing whole garlic cloves sounds like a clean shortcut. No chopping, no smell on the fingers, no strong taste in the mouth. But it's one of the easiest ways to get the worst experience with the least payoff. A whole clove is like a sealed package. If it goes down intact, it can sit heavy, move slowly, and leave a tight, bloated feeling that makes people think garlic doesn't agree with them. And because the clove isn't crushed or chopped, the part most people want from garlic may not be released the same way. So you get more discomfort than benefit. There's also a simple safety issue. Cloves are small and slippery, and swallowing them whole is a risk that's not worth taking. What to do instead? Crack the clove open first. Crush it with the flat side of a knife, mince it, or grate it into a paste. Then mix it into something you're already eating. If the taste is too sharp, spread it out. Stir into yogurt, soup, eggs, or a dressing so it's diluted and easier to tolerate. If raw feels too intense, let it meet gentle warmth by adding it at the end of cooking instead of at the start. If prep time is a problem, crush a few cloves at once, store them dry in a small container, and use them soon. Or freeze tiny portions so you can drop a little into a meal when needed. The goal, unlock it, then let it ride in with food instead of sending a whole clove to the body like a rock. Start with a small amount, half a clove, so the body can learn the rhythm without feeling punished over time. Mistake number 8, using pre-peeled or pre-minced garlic. Convenient garlic looks like the perfect solution. Pre-peeled clove in a bag or minced garlic sitting in a jar, ready to scoop. It saves time, saves effort, and for busy hands, it feels like a smart upgrade. But this is where garlic quietly loses what people expect from it. The moment a clove is peeled, it starts changing faster. Because the papery skin isn't just packaging, it's protection. Pre-peeled cloves expose air and moisture during storage, so they can dry out, soften, or pick up a sour edge long before they look obviously spoiled. Jarred minced garlic is even further away from fresh. It often sits in liquid, oil, or preservatives that flatten the bite and leave you with garlic flavor, but not the same kitchen effect. This is why some meals taste garlicky, but still feel like garlic does nothing. What to do instead? Keep whole bulbs as the default and peel only what you'll use that day. If peeling is hard, prep a small batch, but treat it like a short-term convenience. Keep it dry, store in a clean glass container, and use it soon within a few days. If the garlic smells sour, feels slimy, looks wet, or has a dull bite, don't force it into the meal. Swap it for jarred garlic. Use it as backup, not the main tool. Mix it into sauces where flavor is the only goal, but rely on fresh garlic when the point is real impact. Another easy shortcut is freezing. Mince fresh garlic once, portion it into tiny bits, freeze, and drop a piece into cooking when needed. That way, convenience stays, but the garlic stays closer to what it's supposed to be. Reflection question. When garlic has felt weak or irritating lately, was it mostly coming from a bag or a jar instead of fresh clove? Mistake number 9. Bleeding disorders, low platelets, and chronic conditions. Some garlic habits feel harmless until the body's already trying to stay balanced. This is where more garlic can become the wrong move for certain people, especially when bruises show up easily, small cuts take longer to stop, or the daily routine already includes pills or supplements that affect blood pressure, blood sugar, or clotting. In real life, it often shows up quietly. A bruise that spreads wider than usual, gums that bleed more when brushing, a light or shaky feeling after a garlic-heavy meal, or a sudden dip in energy that feels random. Because it's not dramatic, it gets blamed on age, thin skin, or a stressful day, and garlic keeps getting added as a good habit. What to do instead? Keep garlic at food level and watch the signals. If the plate is already loaded with garlic, don't stack raw cloves on top or chase it with concentrated garlic supplements. Keep portions normal. Space garlic meals apart, and avoid mixing multiple blood-active habits in the same day, like heavy garlic plus fish oil, vitamin E, or aspirin-type routines. If medication is part of life, don't play tug-of-war with it by making big garlic changes without a plan. Keep the habit steady and bring it up early with the clinician who manages those meds. If easy bruising or unusual bleeding has been showing up lately, treat garlic like something to use gently rather than as a daily challenge. Cooked, smaller, and less frequent. The goal, not fear, it's staying in control so a healthy habit doesn't quietly push the body past its comfort zone. When in doubt, choose less, not more, and notice the change. Reflection question. After garlic-heavy days, have there been any small signs, extra bruising, more bleeding, dizziness, or shakiness, that were written off as normal? Mistake number 10. Using garlic before surgery. Garlic feels like just food, so it's easy to forget that timing matters, especially right before a procedure. This is where a daily garlic habit can become an invisible complication. Not because garlic is dangerous, but because the body needs predictable clotting and calm stability when something is being cut, removed, or repaired. In real life, people keep doing what they always do: garlic in dinner, raw garlic routines, garlic supplements, right up until the appointment because nobody thinks to mention it. Then the day arrives and the body behaves differently than expected. Bleeding that lasts longer, bruising that spreads more, or recovery that feels more irritating than it should. Even small procedures like dental work can be affected when strong habits are stacked. What to do instead? Treat garlic like something to pause when procedures on the calendar, especially if garlic is being used heavily or in concentrated form. In the weeks leading up, keep garlic normal at food level. Avoid garlic supplements, and don't add extra raw cloves as a boost. If the procedure is soon, bring up the garlic habit early during the scheduling call or pre-op paperwork, so there's time to adjust instead of guessing at the last minute. If other blood-thinning habits are also present, like fish oil, vitamin E, or aspirin-type routines, be extra careful about stacking. The goal, not panic, it's planning. A calm pause now can make the procedure smoother and reduce surprises on the day. After recovery is stable, garlic can return gradually in normal amounts. Reflection question. If a procedure were scheduled in the next 2 weeks, would the daily garlic habit even come to mind as something worth mentioning? Final thoughts. Garlic isn't a miracle, and it isn't an enemy. It's simply one of those old, familiar foods that can feel completely different depending on how it's handled. And that's the hopeful part, because this isn't about giving garlic up. It's about getting control back in small, realistic ways. Think of all the meals over the years where garlic was a smell that meant home, the ingredient that made a simple dish taste alive. That garlic can still be on your plate, but it doesn't have to come with regret afterward. Your action step. Don't try to fix all 10 mistakes at once. Pick just one that you know happens in your kitchen. High heat, raw garlic on an empty stomach, storage, or the bag and jar shortcuts, and change only that for the next 7 days. Then pay attention to how your body feels after meals. Lighter, calmer, more steady, or still irritated. That little experiment tells you more than guesswork ever will. Now, comment below the number of the mistake that surprised you most, and what you usually do with garlic, raw, cooked, or mixed into food, so everyone reading can learn from real experiences, not just opinions. If this video helped you, please tap like, share it with someone who keeps garlic in their kitchen every day, and subscribe to Golden Life Health so you don't miss the next video, because the next one will show simple food habits that make digestion feel calmer and energy feel steadier without complicated rules. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.